In part 2 of Stream API in Java, we're gonna show our program's functionality. So let's take a look at what we worked on so far, and let me open this. So for our task 1, we of course set up our environment. I usually use VS Code. I'm using BlueJ because it's a better educational IDE, so I prefer this one. Yeah. For task 2, we created, of course, our stream example class, and we initialize a list of integers from 1 to 10. And for our task 3, we use the stream API to filter out even numbers and print them. We have it right over here, right? Meaning if the quotient, right, the symbol here means quotient, if the quotient of n divided by 2 is null or 0, right? And then we as well use the stream API to map the list of numbers to their squares and print the squared values. So we have that right over here, right? Right over here, right? And then we combined filtering and mapping. We filtered out odd numbers and then mapped them to their cubes, and we did that by having the number multiply by itself 3 times. On task number 4, we use the reduce method to sum all the numbers in the list. And we used the collect method to gather all even numbers into a new list. In task 5, we used the flat map method to flatten a list of lists into a single list. You know, this part was, I think maybe it was the wordplay, I think for me, I don't know, but it was a little tricky, I'd say. But yeah, so to flatten a list, essentially concatenating. I don't know why flatten was used, but to flatten essentially a list of lists into a single list. And then we use the grouping by collector to group numbers by even and odd. And for task 6, we created a person class right over here with fields, name, and age. And we created a constructor with some getters. And then we created a list of objects, right? So a list of person, right? A list of person objects. Um, yeah, a list of person objects. Then we use the Stream API to filter out people older than 25 and print their names. And we have that right over here. We use the get age getter, right, method from our class person, or from our person class, and we filter out ages over 25. And then what else? And then we use the Stream API to find the oldest person in the list. And oh, where? 1 second. Oh, we did not do this. uh, okay, so how did I skip this part here? Okay, so we did not do number 4. Let me go ahead and do that. So use the Stream API to find. Let me create a optional here from the person class, and I'll say to find the oldest, right? Oldest person. Say people, right? From the list. People from the list. I'm going to use a Stream API. And I'm going to say max, right? Yeah, to find the oldest. Okay, max. Let me see comparator here. say, let me see here. Let me say comparing. It's getting old. It's getting bigger. Hold on, let me cut here. All right, let me say comparing integer. Say int. Let me use a method reference here to person class, and let me get the age, right? I'll get the age here by saying, so you get the age here, and let me say, what should I say? Let me say, let me say, so oldest, opa, so oldest person, and I'll say if present, right? And I'll use, let's see, let me say, and I'll say oldest person. I'll say, what am I gonna say? I'm gonna use the getter. Let's use. Let me increase here this. So we'll get our getter method from our class person. So we'll say p, and let me get the name of the oldest person, right? And of the oldest person. Of the oldest person. Oh, of the oldest person. Oh, hold on. I made a mistake here. Hold on, let me read this quick through here. Okay, hold on. This closing bracket here goes with. Get this one here. Go to this one and goes with that one. Okay. And then we close here. All right. And let me say oldest person here. Optional. So we go ahead and import optional. Right. Okay. So let's see how that runs anyways. And who's the oldest person here, by the way? That should be Matt. Look. All right, look. Okay, so with that said, let's test our program's functionality here. And let's run that. Okay, so we have here our list of integers. Open this up here. Yeah, with the list of integers, we have the intermediate operations. Even numbers, we have the flattened list here. We have grouped by even and odd numbers. Right? So false, that means these are the odd numbers, and true is for the even. Maddie, Luke, right? So we filtered all the names here over 25. And so Maddie and Luke are essentially the only ones over 25 here, and the oldest person is Luke. So that's correct. And so yeah, this is a pretty okay program to runs. And then of course we have our test case here. We test the sum of numbers, even numbers, collection. We test the flattened list, test empty list as well, and so on and so on. The oldest person. Um, I thought I did. I actually did. I tested the oldest person in my test case here. But anyway, so let's run this, and we successfully passed all our test cases. So our program is okay. All right, so let's go ahead and submit this to our GitHub repository. That's where this code will be available. So if you want to fork it and add to it, do as you may. I'm gonna say, what am I gonna call this? Um, I'll say Java streams. I'll say Java streams, and I'll say let me see here. I'll just say this. Let's go ahead and copy our HTTPS. Go over my terminal here. I'm gonna cd into my downloads. And let me open here my Finder. Store this over here. Okay, so we're now downloads, and this is the path that I want to clone the repository. So it is right over here. Let me close this. Let me just paste this over here. Simple as that. And let's cd into our Java streams folder path. And we're gonna do a git add all, and then we're gonna commit this by saying initial, and we're gonna push. So we're gonna push this git push -u or region main. Let me go ahead and refresh this. And here we have it. We have our Java streams repository.